All right, here we go. I got some audio to play of a real hardcore autograph guy.
Okay.
Sports memorabilia is always in high demand and can fetch a big price.
But when one local man spent a fortune on dozens of prized autographs, he says he was taken for a ride.
Tonight, 7 investigator Ross Jones is looking into what went wrong and how you can protect yourself from buying phony goods.
I have 65 jerseys, 30 hockey sticks, 250 hockey pucks.
Paul Wedding of Auburn Hills has been
There's a lot of stuff. Very excited.
collecting sports memorabilia for years. From Brett Favre to Tom Brady, Wayne Gretzky to Sidney Crosby, he spent thousands on a hobby he loves.
Over $13,000.
And he bought it all online from an internet.
Just in case anybody is wondering, if you're listening and you're wondering, he does have a ponytail. He looks exactly the way you think he's gonna look.
Don't stop buying. Like, I read so many people getting ripped off on eBay. So many fucking people. Just
eBay has like an authentication program now, I guess, but like I think you can still get completely fucked over by it. Like,
I used it for shoes. I bought a pair of shoes off there because they were cool. And here we go.
Auction company out of state selling memorabilia from some of the biggest names in sports. Paul's is an incredible collection, except for one problem.
I have no reason to believe any of it is real.
Oh.
He's got a Connor McDavid autographed jersey. They're showing on the screen right
there's
now.
There's a Gretzky one right next to it. I think there's a Gretzky Kings one there.
Yeah, I do see that. It looks like an old Kings jersey. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
13 grand, $13,000.
Holy shit.
He doesn't. I don't want to say like he seems like a working class guy too. Like his house, it doesn't seem like it seems like that's a lot of money for him, probably.
Oh yeah, but he definitely he it seems like he has a house with like a room for his memorabilia, which is like
true. Yeah, I think that he's doing
broke.
Okay. Yeah,
no, he's not broke. No. He's probably like he owns a business or something. Yeah, that's the vibe I get from him.
It was earlier this year, while showing off his collection, that one of his friends, another collector, pulled him aside.
I got to tell you something, Paul. This stuff's fake. All of it.
All of it came from this place, Coach's Corner.
Oh, Coach's Corner.
Cherry. Is Cherry involved?
Oh, he might be.
I just looked it up, by the way. You were right. He does own a business. He owns a ponytail business. It looks like. I'm joking.
It's a good business to get into. That's good work. I was thinking about buying one recently.
Hey, it's good, honest work if you can get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
For Sports Auctions, a popular Pennsylvania-based online auction site for sports memorabilia from around the country, from signed baseballs like this one from Babe Ruth to signed photos like this from Muhammad Ali. Right now, the website lists more than 2,000 pieces.
I want to say this too. What they don't say this in the piece, but my guess is that this shit was really cheap. Like cheap in a way that's like, here's a Wayne Gretzky Kings jersey.
Yeah.
For like $45.
If he got, because we haven't seen, it's unclear if he had some of this stuff before or not.
Yeah,
but if
that's
you're
what I
getting
was
like
gonna say.
a Tom Brady signed helmet, multiple Wayne Gretzky jerseys, a Connor McDavid jersey, a Sidney Crosby jersey, all signed, that's more than $13,000.
Yes.
I guarantee it.
Yeah, most definitely. And,
like the Brady helmet alone would be probably like $9,000 to $10,000. I'm guessing.
Anyone who's a real, and he seems like he's a collector, he would know that. So I think he got the old, not to say you should blame the victim here, but maybe got a little greedy and was like, it's probably, you'd have to know in the back of your mind it's fake.
I'm getting a really good deal here. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. It's like when you're like, this guy reminds me of like when you're a little kid and you see like, and you're buying toys or you go to like Radio Shack or whatever to buy a remote control car and you're like, oh, it's a lot cheaper than I thought it would be, but it ends up being the one on a cord and you have to like run behind it.
Exactly. I think everyone learns that lesson at least once. And I do want to say, it was scrolling through the website and it showed a Napoleon signature. Yeah. And that's something that I think both of you will find very funny. Chris maybe knows about this already, but a lot of times the really high-end like sports sets, like high-end football, high-end baseball, high-end basketball sets, they will have cut signatures from people who are long dead. So they'll cut out a piece of paper that was signed by like Charles Darwin or something, right? And it's just so funny because I'll be watching them like opening these sports cards and it'll be like Barry Sanders, Tom Brady, whatever. And then because the guys who open the sports cards on YouTube are some of the stupidest people alive. And I love them, don't get me wrong, but they're very, very stupid. And so funny to see them be like, oh my God, Albert Einstein. Oh, let's go. One of one Einstein.
Me and Chris saw Mancow's collection on the stream.
Yeah.
And he has an Albert Einstein one. And basically Mancow has a guy.
Well, John was telling me about this on a recent blocked party, and it was the fucking funniest thing I've ever heard. The guy who values it, like, and just is always like, "Oh yeah, you made like double your money back on this."
Yeah,
no question.
It's so funny watching it, Stefan. Because so just to be clear, he's the Mancow's like friend, or the Mancow pays him.
Yeah,
to appraise
to lie, basically.
So then he's like sitting there, it's like every item is just like, so how did he do on this one? He's like, well, he did great. I mean, double for sure. And it was just like everyone, no matter what. Like
John was saying, one of them was like a Lost in Space prop from the TV show or whatever, and it's like, he like doubled his money back.
There's only
no
4 of them.
Way.
There's only like 4 of them or something like that. But he did have one that was. Bryan doesn't think is cool, but if it's real, it is cool. It's the first, and it's not real, but if it's real, it's cool. The first ever sketch of the Enterprise.
There's no way.
Yeah, he doesn't have it.
What was it? Mancow who was doing the food reviews, or is that Bubba?
No, that's
Bub.
But
I heard about those. Yeah,
but me and Chris actually saw early on in that Mancow episode, he had an Albert Einstein autograph.
Yeah,
on a letter. And one of the fucking things the guy says is like, well, you know, Mancow's like, it's on his letterhead. And the guy's like, well, it's a different letterhead than a lot of the other stuff he signed, which makes it worth more.
That makes it worth more. It's like, you never see this letterhead. In fact, it's so rare, I've never seen it before.
Yeah, and they spelled his name wrong on it.
And
like...
the misspelling actually doubles the value.
Yeah, it's an error. It's an error card.
It's an error card now, so it's actually worth a lot more.
It fucking kills me, man. These guys get ripped off.
They're currently up for auction.
It doesn't have a good reputation in the industry.
Kevin Keating is a nationally recognized autograph authenticator who's worked with the FBI during its investigations into the memorabilia industry. When he looked at some of the items Paul bought,
nope. Not that. Yeah, no, it's the same thing. Yeah, that's definitely a forgery. Yeah, it's definitely not Gretzky. They were all really bad attempts at forgeries.
Oh man, I wouldn't go on the news. I would not be a guy that goes on the news.
Yeah,
and has the dude sit there and say this one's terrible.
How did he fall for this? Jesus Christ.
Seriously, what's wrong with you, dude? Like on camera, the guys say, like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Like,
just the immediate, like, the helmet gets put in front of him. Nope, definitely not. No way. Just right away.
He was actually disgusted at what he was looking at, because you can tell he's looked at so many and authenticated so many that he has like such a sort of precise view of these things. And what he was witnessing was absolute, like an absolute abomination to autograph forgeries. He was disgusted.
There are signs you could look for when trying to spot fake signatures. Some bad forgeries can be avoided just by comparing the signature with an authenticated one found online.
God.
Okay.
That said Barb Ruth.
Well, and also it was like signed with like a ballpoint pen recently is what it looked like.
Come on, man. That was like, I think if it just requires you to put it up against, then you deserve to be ripped off.
Dude, look at this collection. So there's like 3 Gretzkys, I think. Because I think there's a Rangers Gretzky off to the side. There's the Kings one, and then maybe a Team Canada one down below there. There's 2 McDavids. There's a Crosby. That's a Joe Burrow one right there. I'm pretty sure.
I was gonna say I think that's Joe Burrow.
You got Brett Favre. You got Tom Brady. You got I don't know who the Steelers one is. That could be like Terry Bradshaw or something. Maybe. There's a Packers jersey on the side in front of him there too. There was a Malkin jersey as well. Like that's way if those are real, so much more than $13,000.
Yeah,
like so much more.
13 grand for it's just.
But the biggest red flag, Keating says, can be the price.
A lot of people purchase items based on price comparisons, and if something is priced below what the general going rate appears to be, that should be a red flag right there.
Guys trying to be nice.
Yeah, the guy's like trying to be nice, but it's just like this guy is a fucking doofus. Like they did a take where they were like, this guy's a fucking idiot, and they're like, okay, no, pull here, wait, we can't
soften it a little bit.
You gotta soften it up a little bit.
What a rube this guy is. They saw him coming.
Last month, our sister station in Philadelphia tried to catch up with Scott Malik, the owner of Coach's Corner.
I want to talk to you about allegations you're peddling fake sports memorabilia.
Let's go, Gina.
Can we talk to you?
No.
Let's go, Gina.
Why can't we talk to you?
Man, he didn't even deny it. That is fucking incredible.
I would watch a supercut of investigative reporters like hounding people like this.
Yeah.
That's the best thing in the world to me. I mean, we watched one on a live block party once. It might have been with you, Bryan, but the guy getting caught jacking off in the library.
No, I didn't, but I would love to see it.
Well, it's very, I mean, it's pretty depressing also, but it's really funny. But they just go confront this guy who like lives with his parents, and they're like, "Were you pleasuring yourself in the library?" And he's like, "No, I wasn't." And his parents were like yelling at the reporter, and
I've seen that before. I've watched it with you on the Go Off Kings before.
Yeah.
This guy not denying it is the most like he said, "Nope, we're leaving."
Yeah. Let's go.
I think he knows at this point that that his whole thing is done.
Yeah,
I think he's realized when the investigative reporters are coming up with the cameras, and because he knows his shit is fake, obviously.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's trying to lie.
A day later, his general manager, Lee Trifle, called our sister station and defended the company, denying fraud.
Here we go.
He said Coach's Corner can't examine the thousands of pieces that others put up for auction each month on its site, and he estimates 20% of the lower-priced items, under a couple $100, can be forgeries, and a likely higher percentage for more expensive items, adding, authenticating pieces is a game we can't play.
And they were doing the classic news thing of like they put the guy's face up next to the quote, and then to make it to show you that he's like a bad guy, they zoom in and kind of rotate the camera slightly as they're zooming in.
He's smiling. They find a picture of him smiling,
Yeah.
and now they're showing the certificates of authenticity that Coach's Corner was selling with the stuff.
Oh man!
Provides these certificates of authenticity with each item itself.
Oh, Antonio Brown and Ben Roethlisberger on the helmet. Okay, wow, a dual signature forgery.
I mean, I like Chris said, I don't like to blame victims of anything, but this guy's a grown fucking man. And he saw these things with prices that were impossible. Like, what did he think they were doing?
Well, what it tells me is maybe this guy got into sports memorabilia collecting recently.
Yeah.
And didn't know any better. That's what I'm hoping, at least. But like, I don't know.
It just and he's lucky he only spent $13,000 because they could have got a shitload more money out of him.
Probably his credit card. He's probably trying to buy more.
Yeah,
his credit card ran out. He's like, fuck.
Grouse. As long as there's money to be made, there's going to be fraud. It's prevalent in any type of business.
And Paul says he doesn't know what he's going to do with all that memorabilia he now knows is fake. He doesn't feel right displaying it.
He's going to wear the jerseys.
He can't.
Yeah.
He said he doesn't feel right displaying it. It's like, who cares? Who's going to come in your house? I mean, when I was in high school, gold necklaces had gotten like super popular. And if you were wearing a gold necklace and just sitting in class, somebody would walk up behind you and pull it off of your back a little bit and say, it's green, and start cracking on you if it was green. Or they would check the labels on the inside of the shirt. That doesn't happen after the age of like 15. So you can hang that in your house. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, and it's still just it's still a jersey. People often put up jerseys that aren't autographed, like it's totally
or like I said, just wear them. Exactly.
Wear them if they fit, although maybe he didn't buy the right sizes. That could be a problem. Wear the helmet around.
Listen to this guy.
He does seem like he might bump his head by accident every now and then. No disrespect.
In the Reddit, a guy has a mega thread of your Hall of Shame, and he wants to know when you've gotten ripped off. And Autograph Collector 96 really made me laugh because
great
he
name.
said, yeah, it's Star Trek is his Spock is his avatar.
Wow, he should, what he'd be impressed with? The fucking first ever drawing of the Enterprise that
get him
Eric
a link.
Has.
Autograph Collector 96 said, yes, everything I bought on eBay have turned out to be fakes. I learned the hard way that a great feedback doesn't mean the seller is genuine.
Yeah, because they can just easily create accounts. And
and maybe don't maybe don't try again after you've been ripped off of you. He's like, I pictured the guy being like, oh, I bought an autograph off of eBay. I'm gonna go and get it checked out. It's fake. And then the next time he goes back on eBay and he just buys another one. He can't stop buying.
But I mean, you know the saying, like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on you.